You already told her how to turn it off.
I love the way that knob is like, get the fuck off me. I ain't going up there with you.
That's your problem.
Annabelle. We said Annabelle is the laziest fucking horror character out there. That's a good. Sit on that wooden ass and don't do a goddamn thing. Just stare at people and watch them slip on a banana peel and die. Oh, it must have been the doll. Sure. I'm getting paid no matter what. She don't even rock in that shit. She just sits there. But somebody said, all right, you know what? Maybe we explain why Annabelle does this. Maybe y'all will shut the hell up. That's why we have Annabelle Creation. Turns out that there's more to that lazy ass doll than what we thought I gave her credit for. Long history of tragedy, death, desperation to the point of begging for demons. Yes.
To the doll or the spirit in the doll?
Oh, that's for the audience by themselves while watching the movie. I'm going to go home and kill myself.
So just kill me now so I have to finish
this? But no. All of this and the desperation of trying to get a loved one back that they lost to the point where they said, fuck it, man, I'll ask Satan for help.
It was taken from us at an early age.
Bam!
Man, that dude.
Prayed to see our beloved girl again. But then it wanted permission to move into a doll so that it could be with us forever.
That's a bad combination right there. I'm praying to the devil to bring my daughter back to live in a doll. Even if there was no demon involved, that's a fucked up situation. You know, we love you, baby, but you got to stay in this piece of plastic right here for eternity.
I like how they just skip God. Like, we're going straight to the devil. He gets shit done.
They said, when me playing this lottery, I've been praying to God for years. We ain't won shit. Hell, Satan.
Jesus.
Oh, but now here's the thing about the film. You know that in our review for Annabelle, we said we didn't like the movie. You hear us talking shit about it right now. We're not too crazy about it, mainly because nothing happens in there. And in this, I was thinking that might be the same thing, because here the setup is way too obvious. If these people were the nicest people in the world and never asked Satan for anything, a demon would show up. Sure. No matter what. These people bought a fucking house out in the middle of nowhere. You got a man who makes creepy ass dolls in a barn. and you have a child living there, miles from anyone, that is just ripe for possession. She was creepy before Satan even came into the picture. One of the house leaving notes and shit. Find me, daddy. Well,
it's a huge house and a huge property. She's got to do something to keep her mind occupied.
Oh, yeah. No, this is something where every ghost and demon out there on the market was looking for this house already. You know, they had the real estate agents out there.
I mean, it seemed obvious to me that Satan was the one driving the truck that hit her. Because the couple was pulled over trying to fix their tire, and his truck was going full speed and didn't even try to slow down to see if they needed help.
That's what you get for not living in a city near people. You don't even see a truck coming. But with this, you know, a demon could have came in and just took the shit over if he wanted to. I mean, just wouldn't have to do any work, because this kid is the dumbest kid I've ever seen. This kid right here, and I'm looking at this right now, it's funny because we go to that part where this kid, she wouldn't live to see 12, because this is the dumbest kid I've ever seen in this movie. That part with the truck that we have, that's the dumbest way this kid has ever, that's the dumbest death I've seen in any movie. And let me see if I can find the clip right here, because I don't want to spoil anything here. But in the movie, they make it look like, oh, well, you know what? She's just being a kid. She's just wandering out there playing, you know, like kids do, not paying attention. There's a truck 5 minutes before we even get to her death. We see a truck driving way down the road. Yeah. You hear the truck like, I'm on my way. And then this girl sees a screw fall into the middle of the street. And she's like, oh, don't worry, Daddy, I'll get it.
An early age.
Bam! Demon is just like, holy shit, this is way too fucking easy, man.
Y'all are some bad parents.
Yeah. And you know something, when you see this, it's like you say. Also, why would you keep when the girl dies? They bring her back and they put in the doll, and it's been proven to be evil. And they say, well, you know what? Maybe if we just lock it in a dark ass creepy closet, nothing will happen.
Yeah, put Bible verses around it, it'll be fine.
Yeah, but you were keeping an evil spirit in the house. Why would you just not call the Vatican or somebody come and just take the shit for you?
Or smash it, or
burn it.
Or burn it.
Or there was that well you got in the back.
Yeah.
You know how they come back out of those. You don't want to do that.
Not until they invent VCRs, though.
True.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that happen in the movie. And yet, for all the faults that I can see in the film, they still do a good job at being creepy. They still do a good job at actually being able to create a lot of atmosphere that actually works for the advantage of the film. Now, that's not to say that they still don't do a lot of dumb things in the movie, because a lot of times in these films, and if you really notice, the demon don't really bother people. People end up fucking with the demon. We wonder why. We wonder why these demons are fucking with these people, because demon don't bother anybody, and yet somehow we still feel the reason to go in and antagonize them. If you look in this scene right here, where a little girl, the crippled girl in the movie that is actually being victimized the most, she was told not to go into a room, not to open a certain door, and she does all that shit, not listening to anybody causing the events that we see later. But on top of that, she does something that would piss me off, demon or none. That demon's like, I know this bitch is not throw a sheet on me. Like she sat up there and just thought about it for a minute. Just like, wait a minute, you know. Demon sitting there not bothering anybody. Mm-hmm. And by the way, I knew that chick could walk. She's been spending all these movies doing nothing. When she gets a Ku Klux Klan sheet on her, she's like, oh, I think I'll rise now and do something. But it happens through the whole movie before the demon really does anything. They do some shit later where the doll, granted they're in her space and she's not, these people are not supposed to be there. But even then, she's just kind of like, you know what? Y'all in my private room, you've invaded my private space. If you just...
You're touching my collectibles.
You're touching my shit.
It's the worst roommate ever. You won't do the dishes, goddammit.
Yeah. If you just... and even I would sit here and wait for y'all to leave if y'all just leave me the fuck alone. No, they got to throw balls at their head.
Damn. All right, they deserve it.
Yeah. Which one of you motherfuckers threw that?
Think about it. You bitch. You bitch.
That was her. Bitch, I see the gun in your hand. You know, minding her own business, doing nothing. And they still like to antagonize these demons. Now, what you see right there already, Annabelle is doing more than she ever did in any of these movies.
True.
Turning her head is more than anything that she's ever done.
She's probably sore after that.
Oh shit, I gotta see my chiropractor now. You know, this is something where I had to finally realize what I had to say. And this is where I really want to see if you guys understand what I'm talking about here. I think they found the right balance of what I'm looking for in these kind of movies, because I really had to think about it. And when you do think about it, talking about, man, you know, Annabelle need to do something. Annabelle need to get up and do a cartwheel or something. You know, I don't give a fuck.
Ass, girl.
Yeah. Shit, I got $1. Come here, just a lap dance or something. But if you really want to think about it, Annabelle walking might look like the dumbest thing. You know, but any kind of dog getting up and walking would look like the dumbest thing. You know. There's one movie called Demon Doll, or Devil Doll, that I had a long time ago. I love the trailer for this. This is a shitty ass movie. I actually had this on Mystery Science Theater one time, but I had the whole movie from my roommate John. You remember Taco Bell Lugosi?
Yeah.
Him and I would just sit down and watch bad movies. We watch this dumb shit right here.
Thriller. But for maximum shock sock.
What? What the hell is a shock sock?
The hell is that?
I don't know, but apparently they can sell you a pair. But I look at stuff like that, and it's like, man, yeah, really, if you think about it, Annabelle might just look like a cracked out Muppet if she starts walking or something.
Yeah.
In this movie, they do just enough. If you ask me, I'm going to get your opinion on that in a little bit. If they do just enough, if you have Annabelle sitting there in the dark, in that one creepy ass spot that's lit the right way. Mm-hmm. Because to me, what they do here is that they let you see the doll that horrifies you in your own mind. Let you do that classic horror shit, not telling you anything. Now, with this, they linger on the doll. The camera just stays on it. And I was even sitting next to a couple where they just put it on there for about 30 seconds. And this guy told his girlfriend, like, that shit moved. And it was just sitting there like that. I appreciate the movie for letting you fill in the blanks of what this doll, the horror of this doll, just by giving you just a little bit of a tease. And that was something that was missing in the first Annabelle, because she stood up there in broad daylight and it wouldn't be scary at all. Furthermore, they do some things in here where they set up the tension with some really creative scenes where they telegraph what you perceive to be the worst for certain situations, creating some real suspense and doing it with the props that they have. And they set those up. They foreshadow it, and you know it's going to happen. But when they do it, it's very effective. Like that chair that was on the wall, that elevator chair. I love what they did with that, because it's a scene where the crippled girl is in a chair and she's already seen the demon. The demon chased her down the hallway, and she can't walk. She's got to get in that chair just to get downstairs.
Yeah, it's got her targeted.
Oh yeah, and it does.
It's all about the slow and the weak. That's you.
Oh, and that's her. Like she can't get down those stairs, and it's funny because as she's going, it's halfway down, and that demon just hot wires that shit to go right back up, and she's like, "Fuck, come on, goddamn it!"
Unbuckle and take a leap. Yeah, it's better to get caught by a demon.
And that demon just at those steps, like, "Come on, girl, I ain't going nowhere.
She ain't get gremlin.
Come on up here."
He already told her how to turn it off.
I love the way that knob was like, "Get the fuck off me! I ain't going up there with you."
That's your problem.
You did this shit. And if you look, that demon was waiting right there for her ass, sitting up there saying, "I got all night."
All the time in the world.
Yeah, shit, I've been here for years. You know what's going. Hey, we both know how this is going to end.
She was 3 steps from the bottom. What? Why?
Well, plus it got explained that if you unbuckle it, it'll stop.
Yeah.
Because even when she tried to start it, she's doing a thing and it won't go. It takes her, you just like want to scream, "Buckle the fucking thing, girl. You know this."
Yeah, yeah. But she's horrified. She's panicked. She's not thinking straight. The panic of it is felt by the audience, because the audience, they were saying that, like people just saying, "Jump, bitch, jump," "Duck and roll," "Crawl." People were yelling at this movie, and I will explain that in a little bit. Now, I will say that a lot of this film, it's not much on story. It's just a series of scary setups, and that doesn't always work. A lot of it is just is what we usually see in films that we complain about, that we're tired of. One being how, that when that demon get that arthritis going, it gotta have a little Crisco in them joints.
Damn right.
Start Cara Delevingne.
Yeah, start popping and locking. Getting ready for her dance battle and shit.
Showtime.
She's like, God damn. But with we've seen that over and over again. That effect is not really all that, no pun intended, but all that effective. Now we've seen it. The movie, and plus they do some jump scares. The movie really is
some jump
scares. I know, a lot. I admire the movie for leaving a lot to your imagination. And and what they're doing here with this is that they've hired the right person for this. They've hired the director of Lights Out, David Sandberg. Now, I know you guys don't like that movie, but I really enjoy that film. While it didn't scare me, I will say that it is shot well. It has some great setup shots in here. There was one part where when the girls first get, and what you have here is that it's a group of orphan girls. This couple feels so bad about their daughter being gone, and they know they're never going to get her back. And so they feel like in order to cleanse the evil that's in this mansion just a little bit more, well, we gotta do some kind of public service. We gotta adopt a bunch of orphan girls to come in here,
bring in more vessels for this demon.
Yeah, that's the most irresponsible thing I've ever seen.
It really is, man. It really is. Even when the shit is happening, don't nobody say anything. Everybody just quiet.
And it's like, hey, don't go in that room. That was my daughter's room. You could say, also, there's a demon inside that you don't want to let out.
Put a padlock on it, maybe.
A padlock, yeah.
Better yet, move the fuck out like they always tell these people. You living in the creepy house on the fucking hill with a demon in your house. Even the demon coming out is like, fuck, y'all still here? Dude, I broke
Come on, admit it. You want this.
Yeah.
You can't quit me.
I sat here for 12 years waiting for you white folks to get some sense. And y'all are, okay, fuck it. All bets off now. I'm fucking with you. And you brought girls into this shit? You irresponsible fucks.
Orphan girls.
Yeah.
And a nun, right? There was a nun in the trailer.
And a nun.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it is crazy what they're doing here. But the way it's shot, they have this tracking shot of the house itself when they come in, showing you just how big this house is and just how many creepy crevices it has. Mm-hmm. I like that. And most of it is, the money is there, and I love how well it's shot. But the thing that I admire the most with this is, now normally, Martin and I'm sure you didn't see this movie, but I'm sure any other time you'd be like, when I go to a movie, I want people to shut the hell
Not this
up.
one.
Man, not this one. And not only was I tolerating it, but I admired it.
They were funny.
No, it was funny, but it also shows you just how much this movie works. This movie manipulates the fuck out the audience. All of a sudden, everybody turned black in the audience. Everything was a don't. Don't go in there. Don't open that. Don't do that. Shut that fucking door. No, open that fucking door. People were yelling. They were trying to. They thought they had control of these people. The movie works so well that if I was the director sitting in here, I would be proud the way these people are interacting with the movie. The one that really got to me, the one that made me know that okay, this movie is really working. That these people are just not here to yell. It was the gay Mexican dude. I don't know if you heard the gay Mexican dude, but there was a gay Mexican dude in there, and he's like, I heard when something just budged, somebody hit a bed, and it just hit a little bit, and the Mexican dude, the gay Mexican dude said, "Oh, that's scary." Did you hear
Clutch the pearl.
Oh, that's scary. And all the audience just laughed, man. It's a movie that shows just how well, as much as I've gone on my anti-theater rants, it showed just how much this is the case with just how much movies are a social experience.
Can I ask a question? Because something you kept praising was the setup. Did the setup actually pay off? Because you said like it built up to something, so it makes it worth it. But was the payoff equal to the setup, or was it worth it?
That's an excellent question, because I tried to take note to say this, because for all the cliches and tropes that it sets up for a horror movie, this is not trying to create anything new.
Okay,
it takes everything that we're familiar with and knows that we're familiar with, and just plays with it effectively. It wants to create something fun. Okay. These are spook house effects that everybody loves to see when they go to a carnival or something. And that's what they want.
Okay.
And that's fine. Doesn't make for anything great, but the familiar sometimes can be very cool if used effectively.
They had great shots and great lighting. It's like, well, yeah, a movie's supposed to have that. But if a horror movie does it, it gets praised because so many of them don't. This is that kind of movie where you go like, well, it's better than this one. Yeah, it's miles above the last Annabelle. Mm-hmm. And I like the setup. I like the way it's filmed. I mean, I like what they were putting together with it. And I did like the payoff. Like when it gets to where the couple comes back and explains how, the demon that's possessed the place and all that. I was like, that's cool. Okay. What I didn't like was that second act, which is nearly an hour long, of the girls wandering through the house and all the jump scares and the setups for this and that and the tropes stuff. And actually, had it been just 30 minutes, I'd have been like, oh, this is cool. Mm-hmm. But the movie clocks in at almost 2 hours. And within that second act that goes on for nearly an hour, it wore me down to where at first I was pumped for it, and then I was kind of like, all right, you're just going to keep doing this. We just got to go through this rondelay over and over again.
That's the thing, Martin. I think, you're looking you and I both. Look, I'm gonna tell you right now. It's gonna sound very pompous of me, but this shit doesn't scare me. I don't believe in ghosts, and I've seen these jump scares over and over and over again. That is just these movies are really, unless you do something just very creative, it's not for me. But for some reason, I could recognize, like, okay, maybe it's not trying to scare me, but it's scaring the people that it's meant for.
Well, but also with that audience, I'm listening to them, and I recognize this from other horror movies that we're going to see at midnight. That this audience shows up to be scared, and when you do just a little, just enough, just having creaking door, a doll moves, something happens, they're already primed for it. So they were screaming just as loud when a demon showed up as they were when just a door moved or a ball rolled across the floor.
You know what? You were right about that. There's a point in the movie where there's a bed that just gets bumped.
Yeah.
And everybody like, oh, shit! No. And I was
like, it kind of loses something. And I was like, okay, y'all came here to be scared no matter what.
No, and you know what? I'm trying not to sit up here and judge people by me, because I went out to get a pizza at some point because I was starving. I'm like,
shit ain't scary. I'm hungry.
Yeah, shit, I'm hungry. Unless this demon is serving food, I gotta go. But I went outside, and there were two women who were walking in front of me, and both of them they were walking talking about, oh girl, I had to walk on that. That's way too scary. I was like, God,
are you serious?
Come on, y'all. People, they psych themselves out and prepare themselves to be scared. They want to be scared. And I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I'm going to say if that's what you want and that's what you getting, if you're in there hooping and hollering, and hey, that's for you.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's why I didn't begrudge the audience. They came here to do that. I've seen them do that at much lesser movies. Personally, for me, if a story's going to be like this and it's actually not going to scare me or be gruesome, then it needs to have better writing going on with it. And it doesn't really have that. Because when the older couple, the ones who own the house, when they finally take the spotlight again toward the end, explain the creation of what happened with their daughter and how they prayed to Satan and the demon came, I was like, that's really interesting. I'd like to see a movie about that and not all this bullshitting around the house with these little girls,
like other James Wan movies.
Yeah. I can see where you're coming from, because there is I've been praising this movie, but it does get to a point where it's like, okay, some of it is, that's why I say it's not great. Some of it is just kind of one note. Some of it is like I said, not really trying to advance the story so much as to just set up creepy parts. Anthony LaPaglia, man, or Plague, whatever his name. Yeah. I mean, I couldn't.
LaPaglia.
Yeah. It's like, why are you gonna bring these girls if all you gonna do is just mope around the house? He just like they
mope and yell at them.
Yeah, he's walking through the house, and the only time he gets mad is when they do something that he don't want them to do.
Right.
But most of the time he's just like, my daughter's dead. I really don't want y'all to be here, but Satan made me call y'all here.
Get that shucks oh well face. All right.
Oh, whatever.
Don't go in that room, okay?
You gonna lock it? Nah.
Yeah. The bathroom's over there.
Did they something again that James Wan does with his other movies is he ties it into the other in the universe? Did they do it in here? Like, does Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga?
This movie has Marvel stingers.
Oh wow!
It's got a couple. I'm gonna tell y'all something.
It's got more endings than Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, this shit. I'm telling you right now. Do not wait for those stingers.
No.
Do not wait. I said you should have. I was mad as fuck sitting up there. I'm gonna kill this fucking dog. I'm gonna listen. Let me tell you what you're waiting for. I'm gonna spoil this for you. You don't have to listen, but I'm telling you, it's nothing. You're gonna wait about 10 minutes because people just waiting. This is your stinger right here. The stinger is this. Annabelle just sitting there, and you waiting for about a minute, and then it's just like, that's your stinger right there.
Which kept happening through the whole movie. So I don't know why that was special.
And I said, you got to be fucking kidding.
She knows you're watching.
Yeah. I start to conjure that demon so I can slap the fuck out of him. Don't you ever do that shit to me again. They have two of them. The last one I'm not going to tell you about, but it's the last one.
No, it's like the house lights are on. Most people are gone. Credits have finally ended. Okay. And there's that one more stinger. I didn't even see that one. But there's like, when I talk about the not multiple endings, but even before the stinger, what you're talking about is where like the movie's done, and they go like, oh yeah, hold on, we need 5 minutes to show you how this leads right directly into the last Annabelle movie you saw.
Yeah, and you know something, I would say this, even then, with it not being character driven, the actors I think do a good job. At least the characters aren't annoying. None of those girls are annoying at all. I mean, you know, they're girls, you know, but I mean, besides how annoying teenage girls usually are.
I mean, they're different ages, so the older ones a little bit more, you know, they're like, oh, you're not as old as us, you don't know about boys.
As old black people say, throughout the movie, all they do is doing all that sniggling. Yeah. So, they get together and they
Watch all that up.
yeah.
Although that little black girl's like, she was crowbarred in there, and it's almost like it was her first day to ever acting.
They got a little black girl in here. They put her in here for affirmative action.
Yeah.
Because she don't do.
She seems like she's dressed for the time period.
She got on LA gears. Hey guys.
Martin not lying. There's a black girl here. They got her at the last minute. They picked off the street. I don't have my wardrobe yet. We don't give a fuck. Come on. I wish I could find her because she comes. She got cornrows and shit. Well, in one part. Oh, there she is. Let me see if I can find her. Yeah, this little girl right here looking like something about the Proud Family. So she don't do nothing.
Yeah, and the few lines they give her, you're like, ooh, okay, go back to not
She
talking.
sure isn't dressed like everyone else is.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. She belongs to the 90s rap video right now.
Yeah.
What about your friend?
Yeah, she's gonna grow up and be in TLC, and the rest of them come from, the Happy Days.
Yeah.
But the two littlest girls were really good.
Well, like all of them got it. All of them house on the prairie, and she's the main one in the hood and shit. Yeah. But yeah, all the other girls are really good, especially the girl, Lulu Wilson.
Was she the best friend or the crippled girl?
She was the one that was. Oh, you didn't see Ouija too? The girl who has the biggest yawn in the world right there.
She was great in that.
Boring. Oh, y'all gonna set this shit up? But she's gonna make a guy very happy one day. But
Or multiple.
multiple. Come one, come all. But she, I'm saying, I ain't say not now. Give her about 10 years, man. You know. But no, she was in Ouija too, man, and she was great in that, and she is great in this. Mm-hmm. I really enjoyed her. She's probably the best performance in the movie, not only because of her just being a good actress, but she's the one that, out of all these girls, she's the one that does like the things that people would do.
Yeah,
you know.
I mean, she's got those banjo eyes all the time when she's scared. But yeah, she's the one who does or says things that you go like, yeah, that's how I react. Matter of fact, she has one line in here that actually made me laugh out loud, even after I was done.
She is the one in the movie who has said, nobody's gonna do the obvious. All right, fuck it, I'll do it. Shit, I'm the only adult in this house right here. Jeez, give me my childhood back. But yeah, she's good, and I forgot the little crippled girl's name, but she's good too. She really gains a lot of sympathy for you. Her and that crutch be doing some acting, you know. And I would say, and this is the other thing about it. The movie. It's really cool about getting you to root for these kids because that demon is a asshole, man. Yep. That demon is a fucking prick. Out of all these girls who got two working legs in this house, who have a running chance, he's gonna pick on the one crippled girl in the home.
Help me. What do you need?
Run, motherfucker! Easy.
He didn't have to do that.
He didn't have to do that shit. He can't pick the ones that actually can run. He's like, yeah, he's gonna pick the one that just crawls away.
But to be fair, she was the nosy one who went in there when she was told not to.
That is true.
Business.
That is true. Had it coming. Had it coming. Now, what I will say here is that my complaints with the movie are just what I said. There's a lot of obvious things going on in here. It's not really a story. You have to be really prepared to be scared when you go see this. And if that's you, then that will work for you. Some people are going to be like, well, I wish there was a little bit more to it, like me. But then again, I realize how well the movie works for people that want it. But the other thing is that while Annabelle is what, you know, there's shown to be another force at work here.
Right.
You know, we finally shown like because the movie I was telling you, for all you stupid asses was said, why don't she move? Well, this is why. Because there's something bigger at play right here.
Right.
And we see that. But for some reason, when we see the other demon that's putting in the work, they still want to focus on Annabelle. Like Annabelle's really like, yes, demon, do my bidding. No, that doll is just sitting there. Ain't doing a goddamn thing. You know, it's better when she's in the shadows because that's when we really see like, oh, that's why I didn't like her in the first one.
Sure. Well, also, I don't know, man. It's so often with these movies, when they have a demon, it's like they go like, it's a demon, it can do anything. And I'm like, there's got to be some rules to this.
Yeah.
Because it's so powerful. It's in two places at the same time at one point. So I'm like, well, if you can do that, why are you bullshitting around? Just kill everybody and go on about your business.
And And they really want they are trying to sell this doll like somebody actually wanted this shit.
Yeah, I know.
No child wants that doll. At all.
Because that's what I always said. I was like, the one thing could be that, well, maybe it was pretty at first and over time it wore down. Like, but no, you see him make her fresh. And you got other people like, you got them new Annabelle dolls, man? Because my store is ready to sell them. I'm like,
yeah, there's a dude who comes up like, the customers are lined up for the doll. I was like, who fucking goth girls? Creepy ass adults, you know? And don't nobody want that shit. Right off the assembly line, she look weird. If you look like Annabelle, you don't want something that look like you.
Right.
Shit, I got a mirror I can keep myself company. Yeah, they try to pass it off too hard, man. But overall,
for the things about it that are done well, and which Corey pointed out, I won't deny any of that. Right? But, so much of the filmmaking and those things, it's enough for me to give it a rental.
I will admire a movie that will do work and also leave you with some work. I always say that. I say that mostly with these weird independent films, but because of that, I'm going to give it's a low matinee, but I'm gonna give this a matinee. I had fun with it. Maybe I'm fucked up because maybe I spent most time just listening to people around me yelling at the movie than actually paying attention to the film.
If they could guarantee you'd get that audience when you went to see it, I might bump up my rating.
Or if you can just put that gay Mexican dude in every movie, oh, that's scary. Maybe he made it for me.
They should, when they put these movies on Blu-ray, they should have a special track where you can have the audience filling in. You hear them just around.
Yeah, asshole vision.